with Decrepit Ruins. That might be a bit of a struggle too. I mean, it's not necessarily true though. We had a really good run with Decrepit Ruins lately. At least we're going to get bonus points this time, right? Alright, so this time it's going to be... I didn't set my races up last time, so it was like Silthid and Ephorians. Ephorians and Baqar and Vittori this time instead of Silthid. With limited teleportation available, well prepared, and miners. Miners has been a bit of a mixed bag. I mean, on the one hand, you're considered, you know, this used to be the insane sort of thing, right? This used to be sort of the best thing you could possibly get because monoliths and teleporters were insane, but they've been nerfed. Now, though, you know, I'm looking at sleep replacement, I'm still like, that's going to still be good. Looking at brain machine interfaces, although, you know, skill down is also available. It's not what you want, though. Depends, right? There are also orbital labs, so you know the combination of brain machine interface and orbital labs can be quite good. So unfortunately we didn't get, you know, scholars with well prepared, which would be kind of the more insane combination. Because you can get early orbital labs like that. But miner's not bad either. Let's have a look. Right. We should have quite a bit of early game money, so you might go for some aggressive science. Well, aggressive science would allow us to, you know, get brain machine interfaces and orbital labs up earlier. There's also geo-harvesting. Trade League. They're not bad per se. Well, in any case, next Slipways. Go ahead and try to scan for value. Now, last time we kind of did waste time trying to... Ooh. Well, that's interesting. Decrepit Ruins is sort of annoying, but that's an interesting start, right? This one sort of determines what we're going to do. We kind of need a colony behind it, but you know that's doable. Especially if it's an ocean. Look at that, we have like 3 uses out of ore. Not so sure what to do with these other ones then, though. We'll have a very hard time getting hands on robots is the problem here. Because Decrepit Ruins is really hard to deal with. But for now, I think we'll start with this 2-way trade. Also, miners, right? Miners are helping. They are helpful. So, do we do bolts, or do we do, like, what do we do here, right? If we want goods, then, you know, we need to make goods there. But how can we deal with, like, bolts over here and then, you know, not being able to do that? Let's have a look down here as well. Yeah, there's nothing there, right? It's like these are all going to be like sort of a waste then. Because you can't use that jungle for anything. And you're being blockaded by that same jungle. Yeah, there's a jungle farm, but like there's no way to get robots in here. At least not without, you know, infraways or whatever. Or teleporters or what have you, so... Guess they're going to just sort of stick there for a while. I mean, I guess I can just make some goods. Or I'm going to make robots, right? I want to know what this is. Ice ball. Well, I mean... We could also make... Nah, some goods would make the most sense, right? Increase ore production? What do you want? Getting a remnant is successful. Like, it would be this one. but it's hard to do. It's easy to output the ore, but it's hard to get the water you need. So I guess we do the other 2 missions then. Also be the way to make more money, right? So yeah. So I don't have to worry about passing up on exploration missions. There's like no easy way to get... So I guess the best way to do food would be to sort of look over here. Yeah, it's like no robots, right? So we're gonna have to float robots no matter what I do, I think. So I might as well do it as far away as possible. So we have some chance of blocking that. Well, I guess we do this then, right? Kind of weird to do that, but I think it's better. Alright, not the best. So what do we do now? We get ore here, I guess, in a 2-way trade for miners. And that was sad because we have no water. And I could throw it in here, right? And then we make some science. Then I'd be floating a robot that I'll never be able to fix, right? How annoying is Decrepit Ruins? It's incredibly bad for you. Because you can't, because there's no way to really deal with it very easily. Well, this should sort of like shortcut things a little bit. There's like lots of stuff here, which is nice. Like, I want this asteroid like maxed out ideally, so that's why I'm like building all around it. If bad, okay, we can do this at the end, so we lose less money from like expansion. Also, we're spending all this money, right? It's fine. We'll get there somehow, eventually. So that's that. There's like 3 colonies, like all next to each other. So you want to get like, what do you want to get down? Like chips, which you don't have either. I think we just sort of have to resign ourselves to the fact that, you know what, we're just gonna float this boat eventually. So in that case, or just leave this. I'm not gonna float the boat, I'm gonna do it right. Don't we have like freeze resistance? No, we don't even have that. We do have solar superconductors, which could be used to fix some things. Like there's like one over here, right? We could use a desert, which we could use to like sort of like throw in things there. I'm like looking towards the laboratory, right? And like, where can I build one of those to make some good sense, right? One of the ways we could do it is just with more humans. We get extra money from sending in ore. That does give us 2 science. 3 if I'm willing to pay the 20. Which I guess I am. And then, you know, the major issue is just like make some food to fix you. And then finally we get this huge asteroid. And get task complete. Okay. Not all terrible. And there's this one as well. Use the miners again for a little bit. It's a sort of like... Isn't super ideal though. Although, we can just sort of water extraction here and then make you successful and make that final ore. More ore to success. Oh, we just did one. We just did the only one we can really do easily. Ah, this one maybe eventually, right? Establish a lab studying biomatter though is like... We wanted the Vittori mission though. Guess we'll try to do it, but like, we don't have any plan for it. We'll do it later on, I guess. But like, not doing the Vittori mission means that we're gonna have a hard time like getting any Vittori mission done at some point, right? Because there's always going to be something like that. So it's just like, do we want to take it now or do we want to take it later? Okay, so we want to do 7 resources to get the money. You get 80 money for the second foreign mission. Which is just so much cash that you probably just want to always do it. Okay, we can do this to abuse miners a bit more to keep going. It's quite the easy thing to do. And also, you know, we use this, all of this resource in this as well. It's pretty good with respect to that. So we're leaving 1 person on these plants on purpose. That's actually really nice for orbital lamps. We want those. Maybe we want them, maybe we don't. Kind of depends. Alright, well, I think it's here. Depends a bit though on which ones are... Yeah, this is the problem, right? We just don't have any food available. We might want to go for solar superconductors, to be honest. Probably orbital labs first, though, I would imagine. That would preclude brain-machine interfaces, right? That's the thing. So maybe it's brain-machine interfaces first, but like we have like no successful planets either that we could brain-machine interface. It's like this one ore-producing world, and that's it. Although we'll maybe create some more. It's a bit difficult, right? We have lots of like established ones, but no real super like cluster of successful / prosperous worlds. That is normally the goal. It seems to be hard to come by. I mean, you can make you maybe, right? Come up, but not even that, right? Like you would want some successful / prosperous worlds to make use of brain-machine interfaces, otherwise it's not really much of a point to it. Anyway, we don't have to take it until the end of the year, I suppose, right? I also still have to build that biomatter lab, but that's going to be a worry for later. Right, that's available. I mean, great. So now what? Right? Not much as it turns out. I mean, we can make biomatter here, I suppose, right? We can make a chip here and, you know, make an energy. Send the energy back. And we have, you know, energy instead of food. We make a biomatter here. A biomatter here instead. We could make energy there. We could make food here. We could make a human here. But this is cut off like that, so these are two-way trades. How is this going to get its chip, right? It isn't, but a chip here is always good, though. We could do it here, though. The rare stuff. There's some good uses for a chip here, I think. We do have Starbirth available much later on. There's also the thing, right? So using up all the ice balls and exploding them all can be kind of be a problem later on if you want to use Starbirth. The less greedy approach here would be to take Ray Machine Interface and get at least one of them. Well, we're only making X2 money out of it. It's just not really worth it. even. Nah. No, I'll go ahead and grab the science, I think. At least some additional points. Not much in the way of anything though. We got 39 income though. It's not all terrible. So we pretty much have a lack of anything in here. It's just not much. It's just kind of empty. So we ought to solve this with superconductors though. So then what are you going to be? I guess water, right? For this one. And we do finally get access to like, some successful planets. So can we get like 7 resources? Because if we do, then you know, it's all of that sold. Biomatter and one more other thing. Either goods or food. Or energy. Energy works. Huh. One lab that would be great here is water, right? There were some humans for it. I guess we could do that, but like, you know, not really any way to solve that, right? It would be kind of neat, but there really no way of really resolving this. It's like we're floating it. Would be quite a bit of science. Well, we can't afford it. We kind of afford it, but like not sustainably. So I also realized, like, how are we going to do the second science for the biometal lab? Because you're going to get it to one science, but how do you get it to more than one? That's a good question. One that I do not necessarily know the answer to. Although, that one will work, right? So can we just sort of like do this still, just force it? It's not a terrible idea. Like this might be just geo-harvesting though, this whole game. Just geo-harvest our way to victory. Because that does make quite a lot of money. Anyway, let's go ahead and do that. So we get the food thing. Send you in, because why not? And then, like, go ahead and invent the solar superconductor we're going to need to build a solar farm. Get the food. Get the trade routes like that. And then we'll go ahead and build the biomatter laboratory. What the Vittoria wants us to build. You know, like so. Getting it to 2 science, sure. build 4 energy. 7 pairs? Maybe we just get a chip lab. We have quantum computing available as well. Well, you know, geo-harvesting probably first, so we have some money. Do all that nonsense. I don't see myself making that many two-way trades. It's pretty hard to do two-way trades. So, yeah. Okay. So we get the 6 additional science here. Which, you know, we don't have the humans available to make a tourist attraction here, so that's why I'm sort of going for that. Also, you know, working towards geo-harvesting, right? What would be sort of the goal here. So, how are we going to get that much more energy? So one thing to do would be to try to make bots here. We'd be abandoning this, but I mean, there's this as well, so it's fine. Alright, we can sort of do this. I do want to have a look around and see if we don't get more, but I think we sort of just accept this as the frontier and send that back. It's even an argument to be made to do, instead of water, doing bolts and stuff, but there's a chip here for a chip lab, but I'd rather do like 2 chips and a thing. 2 chips and a human or something. Hard to tell, right? Also, this will work. Anyway, we got the extra energy. Might as well send the bot away. Right, so before we do, this is a expenditure of 18, so we can afford an additional orbital lab if I had a spot for one. Oh yeah, we don't. Oh, that's a bit annoying, isn't it? Yeah, well. There's like no more humans available anywhere. We kind of used them all. I do hope we get like something like FlexiFab, but we kind of don't. Well, anyway. Time to go ahead and unlock, I think, geo-harvesting maybe? This is just 1 science, not really worth getting. Like, we need the goods, right? But they are nowhere to be found. As of yet. And they're here, but, you know. Right? We don't have to pick it up right now, right? It's a beautiful part. Can make energy with that. Send it back. One can go in there. So that's 2 energy we've made. I'm getting there very, very slowly. Let's have a look around here. Okay. I think we'll go ahead and build a colony here. Something being... we do something like that. I don't know, lack of humans everywhere, right? Oh, maybe this can become a colony as well. I'd have a bit of a problem getting the colonies to actually have enough humans and things, right? To like have range 2 here, right? And that'll work. Agro world. Like I should probably pick one of these techs now. Because the best one is quantum computing. Because it's 4 science. Can we survive for another year without geoharvesting? Because we got this. Yeah, we get this asteroid here. Should be fine. Also, you know, they. Okay, so that. So yeah, we get that extra money as well from miners all the time. That miners, man, they're working. So now we gotta like be careful about that one other lab we need for chips. Which has gotta go somewhere over here. And it's gotta have 2 chips in it. So yeah, we gotta pick chips here. I can always get bolts on the other side, but then we can't get goods. It's always something, isn't it? This is an easy bolt, right? And then everything's fixed here, but not really, kind of, sort of. And this sort of thing will then allow me to guess we need this other thing. I guess you can become an orbital lab, I suppose, but we need this one colony here. Man, we really can't do this in any way that doesn't obstruct, you know, this thing. It would be really valuable if we could get it somehow, right? Guess there isn't any way. That's so annoying. Oh, okay. Right, loads of science. So we got like geoharvesting to solve our money problem. And then our goal is to make some energy. All right. Well, I mean, there's something made here. Yeah, it would make some sense to solve this problem here. Actually, no, with geoharvesting in the bag, it would maybe be a prudent idea to go ahead and start utilizing it. Especially if we can make an orbital lab. Every time we can geoharvest, right? Although Starbirth means that I should be a bit careful about where I do it. So we can do this ice ball too. Blow up some ice balls. But I should be careful about, you know, not blowing up deserts. So you can do a recycling here and a salt one there. That does form a two-way trade. Great, awesome. That's 3 energy, 1 more to go. 1 more to go indeed. We are to be getting a bolt from there, and that would work. But it doesn't seem likely because it needs to be specifically a forge world in order to get a bolt. Which robots are going to be the bane of our existence this run because of the lack of... and there's not much of anything in this whole sector, right? So... the ideal thing to do would be to get that 1 energy, right? And then just sort of like worry about things for afterwards. Because like getting that 1 energy will allow us to sort of like... hey, maybe we don't need Starbirth though, because we have... where do we have like a lack of water in places? There's water in like 3 places here, so maybe just... instead we can make do with fusion plants. Which are also a form of energy, right? And they're a structure, so we don't need to expand our empire, and we can make some money with them. We also require chips, though, which we don't really have for them. But the beautiful part about fusion plants is that you can fusion plant into another fusion plant. So for example, what we could do is we could build one here and build one there, and then sort of connect them together and use them to feed each other. And then you still get 2 energy to feed this one and that one. So you know what? That seems like a pretty fine layout to me. It's just going to be a case of where do we get that 1 last energy. Game's being obstinate about that. That's not it. Although, you know, that's kind of neat. I kind of want to do that. We could get 8 immediate science, but we could also get like 2 science every year, which will be more than 8. It's like loads of ways we can get more science is the beautiful part. It's just like I want to get that 1 additional before we get it, because like, we could get it for Tory missions to get like N more science a year. And that would just be peachy. Wait, can't I? There's a very simple solution here. Why didn't I see this? Just do that. Task complete. Alright, new tasks. Yeah, just get a remnant of prosperous. I don't want to explore in the middle of nowhere, right? Yeah, so we'll just do the other 2 things then. Okay, so we don't get a science mission. I still want the science now though, so let's pick it up. I'm not super interested in like Trade League and asteroid mining, right? Trade League could be nice, but I don't think it's super important, so... 6 science over there. It's like 2. So we'll get the 6 science. We're just gonna keep investing science into more science, right? And then we get to the late game tech pretty quickly. Alright, so 7 resources, one of which is energy. And get a remnant of prosperous. Well, I mean, there's like a bunch of stuff, right? One of the things we can do is plasma containment, which would be kind of the next thing we probably want. Also, yeah, I had a plan for like lots of stuff with plasma containment here. Well, I got like more science first, right? Okay, so what's up here? Not very much. You could become a colony quite easily, in fact. Maybe kind of good colony too. I wouldn't really know how to resolve the problems with regards to ore though. No real way of doing that, is there? Also, happiness is dangerous. No, that's a problem. Resource shortages, huh? They're kind of everywhere, aren't they? One here, one there, one there. Sort of spread out all over the place, which makes it even more difficult to solve them. Well, we got a good tech to sort of like make a good big dent, which would be plasma containment. They're quite expensive and they take a bit of a time to build. You know, that's one. Blow up a planet. Don't need those lava planets. We can build the other one. And then we can sneakily use energy to make energy. And then we kind of spent a year, you know, doing this kind of thing. I don't think that's too bad. I also do energy-driven industry, which allows me to make a person. Allows me to solve this as well. We're still getting hit by pot shortages though. Yeah. I would imagine that's going to happen. Because the large amount of things we do is make it kind of slow what we're doing. On the other hand, this does work in kind of a convoluted way. What does this thing need? Yeah, the partners thing, right? The partners thing is going to be like sort of killing here. Because it's like these like structures things, they don't count as planets. So you can't really count on them. Is the main problem with them. If you could, then it would be so much better, but you can't. So, yeah. We could still do a water lab as well. Although we don't really have the money for that, so there's a big no. Sleep replacements available, right? That would be the beautiful thing to get. Beautiful, beautiful sleep replacements available. Also, you know, that energy-driven industry is actually giving us more science as well. So that's some fancy stuff going on there. Maybe we should sort of like use some of these fusion plants to solve some more things, right? Like water and a chip, we can do some amazing things with them, which we kind of do have here. Okay, one more planet that can blow up somewhere. Something in that corner, maybe? I found more orbital laboratory. keep the science coming, right? See if we can't like sort of like science our way out of this problem. Science our way out, yeah. Essentially, right? That's what we're doing. We have a lack of like resource variety in this empire. There's like 2 different things we make, and you know we sort of ignore the rest, which is not the best if your mission is to, you know, deliver various different kinds of resources, which we're not doing. We're basically delivering like two things. That's it. So how do I fix all this mess? It's like very little available plants as well. It's all ice balls and stuff, so not ideal. One thing we could do, if I want to fix some of these struggling plants, so one thing we could do is make a bot factory here as well. That, though, gets us to fast, which we can't afford. There's just no way I can afford to go to Vast, is the thing. So that's just a big nope. Nope, 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 nope. Like another option would be to make water there, right? Which would allow water and chips into a fusion plant, which should be able to then solve the human and the bot by itself. Which would be kind of neat. Sort of save us some troubles, right? And then maybe we can do the same thing here, right? Water and a chip. And well, I wouldn't just do water into goods, I don't know, but well, there's that option too, right? Just do that for now. There's your prosperous remnant planet, by the way, as well. Wasn't entirely pointless. Also, you know, our money's in the positives. Let's look at things positively for a second here. I'm gonna explore some plants to blow more things up. These don't seem all too useful. Right. I mean, neither of these is amazing to us. Okay, so that's 5 more science, I suppose, right? We now have 36 a year, which is kind of a lot. We're also in the late game already. We're not really willing to get... We gotta fix all these happiness problems. 29% worth of resource shortages. Yeah, it's sort of getting out of hand. There's no easy way, easy end in sight though. Everything is bleeding. We're not giving the opportunity to sort of fix things quickly enough. But, you know, we can get access to teleport, sleep replacement and all that sort of thing. So, sleep replacement first probably. We also have access to some things to solve things. I guess we'll spend on these. So all consume people to make some money. There's like no way of expanding any further though. So why don't we blow up another planet this year then? And go ahead and put this in here. This is sort of the ideal spot for it anyway. So you are basically done, so let's just give you that so you become prosperous. I believe a similar problem is occurring here. They're not necessarily there because you don't have any more plants to work with. I guess the same hole goes for this one. So it doesn't really matter all that much. Although I suppose, you know, what should end us into this? We're short on all sorts of resources and we're not making much of anything, of any progress in any kind. That's not entirely true, right? Or false? What do you call it? Lack of opportunity here is right. We can build a lab for the robot. Still. And with sleep replacement it shouldn't be too terrible. Ideally we get that sleep replacement before the end of this year, but also, you know, with the thought in mind that we can get that's one. Just got like food, biomatter, or two of those. There's not like any way to ship any of that stuff. I don't know if we can do so without sleep replacement. I don't think it actually even matters because look at the amount of science we got. Although we only got like 6 years, but still. 6 times 41 is like so much science, we can get every technology anyway. At least I think so. Is anything that matters, right? We can get like, teleportation and stuff. We'll start with that. Still only got 100 income. Well, that at least stops us from going bankrupt the moment we build any planet. Still not the best though. I'm missing so much on in terms of money. It's kind of crazy. Well, anyway. That's 6 out of 7. Does biomatter or ore? There's ore here. You know what? Why don't we do this? Ore has been sent. We get the tech discount. I still didn't want to miss out on sleep replacement though, so we took it straight away. So I guess we can make more science. We might not need more science though. Might have quite enough science. Also, we have like all sorts of tech now, right? We can do humans as robots, for example, which could be good. If I can find, yeah, over here, for example, right? Use 2 robots there immediately. Oh yeah, look at that. That solves quite a few problems. Let's do that. There we go. Lots of humans can go into farms now. to make food instead of having to need robots, which are super annoying to get. Because it turns out, you know, if you need robots for it, then it's a hard way to do it because there's no way to get robots basically easily. Because you can't make robots because we have this annoying problem which is called Decrepit Ruins, not allowing us to make any robots on, you know, the more common way to make them. So we got 2 more remnants of prosperous. Okay. Which ones and how? They need water. Which is kind of difficult. Although not impossible, right? We can make water here, for example. That wouldn't be half bad, actually. But I wouldn't make it prosperous, right? We're just gonna give it 2 partners. It needs 3. Or we can give it 3 partners. I don't know. This is a wait, actually. Otherwise we end up with the same situation where, you know, we can't. So remnants and import hubs, right? Like import hubs are going to be like something I'm going to want to do. But yeah, for now, right, we got cybernetic bodies going. Which should be about it for now. There's also like skill up facilities, which could be good. In fact, they'll be kind of insane because of all the energy plants we've got. They can have skill up facilities on them, and then you can make more energy, which can and does work. Skill download, right? That does work, and it will allow us to fix more things. In fact, quite a few more things, right? I can make a mechanized harvest here, and then send the water into a fusion plant and, you know, satisfy this. And then the fusion plant won't get any. Yeah, it's not really the greatest, is it? You know, that to save a happiness. For what it's worth, right? Like, the more we do that, the kind of thing, the better. There's a bunch of these colonies making like 3 science, which is kind of funny. It's because of energy-driven industry that do that, right? So that sort of makes some sense. There's still some fancy shenanigans though, right? It's kind of neat. But okay, like this one's sort of the problem, isn't it? No real way of solving it. At least not easily. So there are like lots of plans where we're only really using one resource, which is sort of like the source of our money woes, really, right? Because the ideal situation is to use everything, right? Anyway, we ought to like blow up more plants, I think. I don't know about blowing up things like forge worlds though, and these things. Do we want to get swap as well? I don't know. I guess I want to get skill download. I also want to blow up some plants though, because yeah, let's have it. We can't colonize all of this. I think we want to fix what we have really, more than colonize anything really. And we can do that with things like teleporters and skill up facilities and all that sort of stuff. There's like a robot here we can teleport in. There's like loads of things. Yeah, we're just gonna like spend the remainder of the year, I think, just blowing up all of these planets. November, December, January. And now we get 245 credits, right? Which, you know, skill downloads now available. Although maybe... There are at least 2 remnant plants available for us, right? Yeah. Are there? This is this one, right? We'll go ahead and pick up limited teleportation. We'll go ahead and start, you know, fix things with that. Should be able to get quite far, actually. Now that we have science and money and everything, right? That's one. Been a thorn in the side. This one needs green stuff. Oh, we'll fix that with skill up facility, right? Okay, positive before. Is that goods needed for that sort of stuff? That's one import hub. That's one way of doing it. Although maybe don't. Maybe solve you first though. There's no more struggling planets, right? So, like, what do we do with all this stuff, right? Make more teleporters, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of the only thing we can really do easily. Those are these sources of water that we... Yeah, about that. Really would need some goods, right, wouldn't you? And one of the ways of accomplishing that would be to get this in here. One of the easier ways, right? Let's skill download. Which I saw somewhere we could use it. This one is a major thing. Right, enabling additional energy use everywhere is good. Like the beautiful thing is we can blow up more planets just to keep this sort of thing, keep the train rolling basically, right? Keep going. You want import hubs? You want more partners to be successful, right? So we at least get one of those partners down here. So that would accomplish that. Now you just want some imports and exports, which is a good partner for you there. Of course. We have a lack of funds again, so let's blow up more planets. What about this one too? Just destroy everything, right? Who needs planets? You can build like monoliths or starbirth. I think the best thing to do is to save our science points now, because there's no real reason to build either one. Because the best way for us to gain points right now is to build prosperous planets. It's a sort of a better way to do it than anything else. We have like no successful partners. Alright, water? There's a serious lack of that. We need one more remnant to prosperous for the Vittoria as well. Can we like somehow get this in? I guess. Sun creates water, right? That precious resource. So then we can add more of these. How many more would we need to make you prosperous? Need successful partners and we can connect this, I guess. We need to blow up more plants because we're out of money again, but you know, we can sort of keep adding more teleporters everywhere. This stuff is expensive, but it works. You know what? Needs one more import or export. Yeah, this is sort of getting a bit silly, but what, fine. Alright. Look at this one connection, right? We get 3 prosperous and a successful. Finally. Things are getting connected. Alright. So now the only thing that's remaining is the Euphorians. We need that green stuff over here, right? I also have 108 science, by the way. There's a reasonable number of science. Not really much to spend it on because we've blown everything up. There's that. Can we like get a water for you? It's like a good way of... It's like, we probably don't really have the space to put in more. No, we can make it. We just have to blow one more planet up, which I guess is this one. Maybe. Maybe I want the ore? I don't think I need it. There's enough to do here. So that saves up an ore, which can then go into here. At least that was kind of the idea. But I really want some of those trade hubs, right? It's just like, how do we get those? Whoops. We want like... stuff to kind of sort of happen here. There's a good needed here too. There's extra energy available here. That makes some sense, right? Cheap and reliable. So I don't know why I'm not just blowing these up. Don't need them. Blow this one up as well. We'll probably need to blow up an extra plant than last year. So this is the last year. We gotta like connect more things to make this mission happen. First though, we gotta fix this as well. It's like too little time to do everything out. So I can connect this one as well. So we've heard of Slipways would have been amazing, right? This time around. Too bad we didn't get those. It would have saved so much time. Been able to play for probably a bit longer. Alright, so I'll get one more. I guess we could send it here, right? That would upgrade you. And you. Seems good. We can somehow like squeeze that in there. Not much of a problem, right? Okay. And do we have like a... No, we didn't. We can get an ore producing to prosperous though. I think we can do that. That shouldn't be too hard. Right. If I can get you, for example, with that. That makes for 2 prosperous plants. And we can do it in exactly the time we still have. Voila! And I guess we'll leave 152 science in the bank. I mean, yeah, we went with like loads of science, I suppose, right? The advantage of that was we got the access to sleep replacement and teleportation early, right? We got to use it for longer, and look at the amount of teleporters, right? We managed to put up. I also blew up half the galaxy, so it's a bit empty around the Empire. We're going to afford all of this. Well, that works. I mean, yeah, that works. It's not the bestest of scores, right? Because we ended up investing a lot of time into blowing up planets and doing other stuff. But it's not terrible either. Okay, so I think that's it for today. Got a couple of neat runs. GG.